It is good to be back home. The Mariners back inside T-Mobile Park after a lengthy three-city road trip. Mariners TV is presented by PIMCO. It's Emerson Hancock up on the mound tonight for the Mariners. Last time we saw him, he dazzled in Houston. The Mariners will need another start like that tonight. 1-2-3 inning yet again from Emerson Hancock. Swing and a miss. A frisbee sweeper on a string. And Emerson Hancock spins a gem in his biggest start of the season. We welcome you inside the booth. Aaron Goldsmith alongside the former Mariner Ryan Healy. We last saw Ryan hitting some bombs off James Paxton at the Alumni Home Run Derby. All right, Ryan, we just saw the highlights of Emerson Hancock his last time on the mound. He's now taking on a red-hot Cubs lineup.
Coming off of arguably his most important start of his entire career. It didn't start off great. In the first inning, gave up a run, bases loaded, 1 out. And was able to get 2 punch-outs to settle down and really settled in the rest of the game here. We're going to need to see another one of these tonight from Emerson Hancock, but love the way that he's developing this 2026 season.
Well, the Mariners begin a pretty important homestand. The Phillies next, the Cubs beginning tonight and over the weekend. And we are at that point of the year, Ryan, where the Mariners are 4 games outside of first in the West, where we're saying every series is the biggest series of the season.
I'd argue from the player's perspective, you want it like that. Every day you show up to the ballpark, you have an opportunity. Do you want to think about yourself and the statistics of the season, or do you want to focus on the postseason race that you are currently in? That's the question you're asking yourself, and I know the answer.
All right, so we are talking a lot about tonight, but there's plenty to talk about regarding tomorrow afternoon. For more on that, we go down to the field. Angie, what do you have?
Guys, when it comes to Mariners top prospect Cade Anderson, we've been wondering what more does this guy have to do before he gets the call up, and the answer is absolutely nothing. He is ready. He is coming. Cade is going to make his major league debut tomorrow. It's our Western Washington Toyota pitching matchup. Opponent's hitting just a .147 against this guy. Look at the ERA, 1.06, 135 strikeouts, and just 13 walks. Absolutely incredible. He's got a record of 10-1. And when you look at everything that he's accomplished, you can understand why Dan Wilson can't wait for him to take the ball.
First and foremost, excited to get him into a Mariner uniform and contributing here at the major league level. He's done, incredible things down there at the AA level. Has dominated minor league baseball, and I think getting a chance to see him again today and the smile on his face and the talk quickly turned to winning games, and that's what he's here to do, and that's what we need him to do. So excited to get started with that tomorrow.
And I asked Dan what his message for Cade was today, and he says it's really always the same for a guy making his major league debut. Just continue to do what got you here. Who you are is why you're here. First, though, the Mariners will try to take Game 1 versus PCA and the Cubs. Hopefully, Cade will have a chance to win the series tomorrow when he makes his major league debut. Emerson Hancock's first pitch is straight ahead.
The fan-favorite pretzel bacon pub cheeseburger is...
Portion of the game is brought to you by Emerald Queen Casino. SNL alum and hilarious stand-up comedian Pete Davidson comes to Emerald Queen Casino August 28th. Tickets at emeraldqueen.com. By the Washington Traffic Safety Commission, always drive sober and wear your seatbelt. We all play a role in keeping our roads safe. And by your local Ford dealer, home of the F-150, America's best-selling truck for 49 years. Mariners homestand beginning, a fireworks night here at T-Mobile Park, and Brendan Donovan at the top of the Mariners lineup. The insurance you get brought to you by PIMCO Insurance. And one thing that we really got a good feel for on that road trip, Ryan, is what a healthy Brendan Donovan at the top of the Mariners lineup looks like.
And it looks like he's starting to get his timing back. The approach is getting dialed. The situational hitting, the ability to execute with 2 strikes, and obviously the pull side doubles that we've seen a couple times from him. He is a professional hitter to every definition of the word, and it's been a lot of fun to see him be a catalyst at the top of the Mariners lineup.
In there at the very top of the order, even with the lefty up on the mound. We saw that on the road trip, and we see it once again here tonight with Seattle's own Matthew Boyd getting the nod for the Cubs. How about the new guy, Brock Rod, at number 90 on his back? We take you back to his first big league base hit. It was a ribby double down to the corner late in that game, a game-tying RBI. Our All-State Good Hands replay, yes. The entire Rod and friends and family section cheering him on. A base hit in all 6 games he's played so far on the show. PCA and Julio, two of the most dynamic center fielders, squaring off head-to-head in this weekend series from Seattle.
With a new Toyota from Toyota's national sales event, summer plays on. Whether you're teaching the art of tailgating, showing up for the home team, or finding the ultimate skybox, with a new Toyota.
Invested since 1902. Beautiful night out on the sound. Perfect way to begin the homestand. This three-game series against the red-hot Chicago Cubs, led by maybe the front-runner for the National League MVP, Pete Crow Armstrong, the first player this year to go 30 home runs, 30 stolen bases. Alex Bregman, who got off to a slow start after signing that big offseason deal with the Chicago Cubs, he's been piping hot. So has Nico Horner, hitting for the highest average of any player in the National League since the All-Star break. They'll all be facing off against Emerson Hancock, who has had a phenomenal season, a 3.30 ERA.
He's been one of the bright spots, and we touched a little bit on the start against the Astros in Houston last week and how big it was. Another one tonight here on Friday. Talk about this swing and miss here. It's coming on multiple pitches. Obviously, the fastball, you're going to see that. The sweeper is what really separated him against the Houston Astros last week. The curveball, for me, as a hitter perspective, it looks very similar to the sweeper, but he's getting better at pulling back some velocity and just keeping those hitters off balance.
And he'll need to do that tonight against the team that has been one of the best offensive teams in baseball all season long. And Pete Crow Armstrong looks at a first pitch downstairs for ball one. Now this Cubs season really took a turn in the right direction once they moved PCA to the leadoff spot. And there's been no looking back for number 4 and the Cubbies ever since. Cubs come to town after a day off yesterday. They spent a beautiful day here in Seattle. Craig Counsell's club begin a 6-game West Coast road trip. 3 here, then 3 in the desert against the Diamondbacks. Cubs were actually shut out in their last game. That was against their in-town rival Chicago White Sox. That's actually become a rivalry again with the way the White Sox have played this year. Division leading Chicago White Sox.
One of the more exciting series that was played this week. It felt like every game there was 2 walk-offs the Cub had. Game 1, game 2. PCA being a part of the first game.
It was on that fastball that fouls it back. Yeah, PCA had a game against the White Sox where he homered on the first pitch seen by a Cubs hitter to begin the game, and then homered on the last pitch to walk it off. And then led off game 2 with a homer as well. And that walk-off home run was number 30 on the year. Last year he was the first player in baseball to go 20-20. That really cooled off in the second half. He eventually got to 30 homers and 30 stolen bases, but it was a red-hot first half last year for PCA. And this year the first player in baseball to go 30-30. Pitching him in. That was pretty close. If you look at 30 homers and 30 bags through the age 24 season in Major League history. Now 2 of the guys are in the ballpark tonight. Julio, PCA, and Bobby Witt Jr. Spoils a pitch on the upper outside corner. Long at bat here for Crow Armstrong to begin the game.
Those are 3 really nice young names right now that are the face of Major League Baseball in so many different ways. The combination of power and speed, it's a lot of fun to watch.
This will be pitch number 8. One thing about this Cubs team, you can look at the power and their ability to slug, but no team walks at a higher rate than the Cubs this year. PCA, a high fly, deep right field. Is there enough room? It's gone. A 9-pitch at bat from Pete Crow Armstrong, and he begins the night with a towering home run over the fence in right field. He is as hot as they come right now.
Not much Emerson Hancock can do here in a 3-2 count besides fill the zone up. I mean, I give a lot of credit to PCA. He spit on that 2-2 breaking ball that was just below the zone. The combination of strike zone awareness and also power and speed. No wonder he's in the MVP race, Aaron.
Swing and a miss. Seiya Suzuki, right-handed right fielder for the Cubs. Well, he has been the hottest hitter in baseball for months at this point. One ball and 1 strike to Suzuki. Now for the Cubs, there's no doubt they can really swing it. When you look at their ranks this season, 2nd in runs per game, they trail only the Nationals, 3rd in on-base plus slugging, and the top WRC plus in the game at 111. I mean, they are doing just about everything as Cal wants to challenge this.
Challenging.
ABS powered by T-Mobile, and that's out of the corner.
That is out. Seattle, 2 challenges remaining.
A strikeout to Suzuki. First out of the ball game. So 1 out, a run in. Here is Michael Busch. On the edge for a strike. $15 home runs this year for Busch. Pretty league average in terms of the batting average, but a high on base. Another guy who walks quite a bit. He shoots this out to Arozarena. Straightaway left field with carry. It's over his head off the base of the wall. Busch steams into second base, and he slides in with a double. It's already the 2nd extra base hit for the Cubs. 3 batters into the ball game.
Aaron, like you said, a lot of walks, a lot of extra base hits. This is just a fastball over the heart of the plate after a really well executed 0-0 cutter dotted away. Surprised he didn't go back to it there, but this ball was barreled over the head of Randy Arozarena left for a double.
Here is old friend Alex Bregman. He goes after the first pitch down the line, and fair and gone. And the Cubs are doing what they do best. It's an offensive onslaught early. The 2nd home run, this time a 2-run jack by Alex Bregman.
Look at this 2-seamer in off the plate in an 0-0 count. There is no reason for Bregman to be able to get to that pitch. That is so impressive. And to be even to keep it fair down the left field line there. The Cubs offense is showing off here early tonight.
Late swing on a fastball over the plate to Ian Happ. So a couple of home runs, and the 2 guys you would really expect it from, PCA and Bregman. Only the Nationals and the Rockies with more extra base hits this season. Cubs with 3 this inning. In fact, 3 of the first 4 batters. And chants from the Cubs fans who have made their way inside T-Mobile Park, making themselves heard early on tonight.
Aaron, I was really curious to see how this Cubs offense is going to attack Hancock tonight. Walk a ton, but the Mariners pitching staff fills the strike zone up. Maybe their plan was to jump in here first time through and scare him out of the zone.
Does he go? No, he doesn't. 2-2. This is a Cubs lineup that does not swing the bat much at all. They are 29 out of 30 in terms of swing rate. Very patient. And they are especially patient in the strike zone. This ball is beaten into the ground late on it, and yet a base hit inside the bag, and the extra base hits continue. the fourth for the first 5 batters, a pair of doubles and 2 home runs.
Sometimes you got to tip your cap to the hitter here. Ian Happ does a great job letting this sweeper just get deep on him. Knows there's a hole over there down the left field line, and then a good hustle getting to second base for a double.
On an early mound visit, there's only 1 out and 22 pitches thrown here from Emerson Hancock. And Pete Woodworth, Mariners pitching coach, coming out to give him a breather and try to calm the waters a little bit. It was a 9-pitch at bat that ended in a home run for PCA to begin the ball game. And from there, a double from Bush, a 2-run homer from Bregman, and now a double from Ian Happ.
The PCA at bat really just jumps out at me. It didn't look like he was trying to do too much the entire bat. He was kind of spoiling pitches, just trying to see it deep. Once he got himself back into a count where he felt like he can go after one, got his fastball and left the yard.
The 4 extra base hits for the Cubs here in this first inning has matched the most from any team in the majors this year in the first. They've jumped on Hancock early. Horner, ground ball. Mariners need this one, and there is out number 2. Happ into third on the play. So 2 outs and a man 90 feet from home for Pedro Ramirez. Young switch hitting second baseman having a good year. Yeah, you look at this series and it really matches 2 strengths. One, the starting rotation for the Mariners, specifically the home version of the Mariners rotation, and then the offensive firepower that the Cubs have. 1 ball and 1 strike.
And that was the question mark I had, was who was going to flinch first. And so far the Cubs are having a great approach, aggressive early in the zone, even Bregman expanding the strike zone, but ready for the pitch. Impressive the bats here early.
One and 2 on a fastball. Hancock trying to get off the mound and end this top of the first inning. Just missing outside. Now some early run support, no doubt, for Matthew Boyd, tonight's Cubs starting pitcher, who is right here from Seattle, a former Mariner. Does not chase. Full count.
Pitch 29 coming here, Goldie. Remember, Hancock didn't have a great first inning against the Astros as well. Got to get out of this and give his offense a chance, getting back in the game.
And that took a piece out of Cal Raleigh. Still 3 and 2. Yeah, that game you're speaking of against the Astros, a lot of traffic for Hancock. He faced 7 batters, but was able to limit the damage and leave the bases loaded. Allowed just the 1 run. If you go back to the start before that at home against the Rays, he left the bases loaded that inning as well. So the first inning's been a little bit of an issue, even though he's been able to get out of it a couple of times. Ramirez pops to Young to retire the side, and it kind of feels like it could have been worse than what it was. 3 runs, 4 extra base hits for the Cubs. Brendan Donovan of the Mariners trying to get some of those runs back.
Great news. I'm prescribed.
Here's what the Mariners lineup looks like tonight against the lefty Matthew Boyd. Brendan Donovan leading things off. Arozarena in the left-handed bat of Dom Canzone. It's left, right, left for a while. Julio the Naylor, followed by Taylor Ward DHing. Cal Raleigh batting 7th. And Brock Rodden batting 9th, who has got a base hit in every single game he's played so far in the majors. Veteran lefty in Seattle's own Matthew Boyd on the mound. His first pitch missing down and away. Boyd was the Cubs opening day starter this year. Was able to sleep in his own bed in Issaquah last night. That's a rare treat during the big league season. Makes his home here during the winter.
you hope someone's keeping an eye on that house so he's not coming home to some problems. That's the last thing you want to do is be a handyman for a few days.
What happened to the kitchen? Got some Boyd fans in the house with some good seats. Does not go. 2 balls and a strike to Donovan, leading things off.
I'm waiting for first contact to make sure that's not a metal bat that Donovan's rocking there.
It is Players Weekend, so guys have some little more elaborate gear and equipment. This is on the ground to Ramirez at second base. Now Matthew Boyd, now 35 years old, went to Eastside Catholic High School in Sammamish, stayed in the Northwest for college, former Beaver at Oregon State. Made 10 appearances for the Mariners out of the bullpen in 2022. Statcast powered by Google Cloud. What his arsenal looks like.
He's going to throw a lot of fastballs. The lefties are going to see a lot of sliders. The righties will see a lot of changeup and a curveball mix, but he's going to change speeds, locations, keep you off balance all night.
Up and away for strike 1 to Arozarena. Mariners acquired Boyd at the deadline in 22 from San Francisco, and he was part of that bullpen that helped snap the 2-decade-long playoff drought for the Mariners. 0-2 quickly on Arozarena with 1 away.
And that's exactly what Matt Boyd will do right there, is work that fastball in and out to open up the off-speed pitches.
You got Arozarena off balance, pops this up. Ramirez is underneath it, and as we go down to the Ford Sports Desk, Angie, I know you had a chance to talk to Matthew Boyd when the Mariners snapped that 20-year playoff drought.
Yeah, as far as all of the interviews that I was lucky enough to do that night when the Mariners snapped that drought, he was my favorite. He really got emotional in that. I mean, he's part of the Northwest, and of course we root for him as long as he's not pitching against the Mariners.
Well, he was really in tears that night after the Mariners broke the drought and had that incredible walk-off win.
Not my intention to make him cry. Not my intention. But he's from here. You know, he knows how much this meant to the fans here in the Pacific Northwest.
Grown up a Mariner fan. Get a real chase there on a slider off the plate. 0-2 on Canzone. He's been tough on lefties this season. Has given up just 1 home run to left-handed bats. The 0-2. Two outs, nobody on for Canzone, who has cemented himself on that number 3 spot in the lineup, even against Southpaws. But facing a pretty tough lefty here tonight in the veteran Matthew Boyd. Still 2-2 on Canzone. Wow, that ball had a lot of movement to it, and Canzone strikes out on a curve. Boyd retires aside in order.
Yes, I told you I'll be there.
Recognizes game.
Tonight's Overlake Medical Center and Clinic's health report. It is good to see Carlos Vargas back inside the Mariners bullpen, activated today. Nick Davila option to Tacoma. And for Vargas, it's been a lost season. He's been on the injured list the entire time, dealing with that oblique issue, but he is back, and the Mariners could really use him.
He's a name we've been asking about for a long time. Just such tough timing the way he went down early in the season before it ever really got going. But back into the bullpen, big fastball. Be a nice addition to this Mariners bullpen.
3 runs in the first inning for the Cubs, 4 extra base hits. 8, 9, and 1 due up here in the second inning for Chicago. Michael Conforto going after a high fastball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Some more local flavor on this Cubs team. Product of Redmond High School. College ball at Oregon State. Are you feeling uncomfortable with all the Beavs in the building tonight?
I'm doing my best to be professional about this situation. I'm definitely feeling some type of way, having some flashbacks. Conforto's one of the sweetest left-handed swings I've seen.
Well, that takes a bounce right by second and played really well by Brock Rodden. One out. That brings up Carson Kelly. Hey, what is Cal wearing, Angie?
I had to get into this myself. You see the orange, and those are overalls on his chest protector. And this is actually coordinated. I love a man who can coordinate, by the way. Just coordinate with his bat, because on his bat he is hitting a fish. Pike's Place Market. So the orange overalls in honor of the fishmongers there at Pike's Place Market. That's what that is. The orange overalls that they wear.
I expect some good eating after this game.
But yeah, now that you know the story behind his catcher's gear, you'll have to pay attention to his bat when he comes out, if he's using the fish bat tonight. So it's kind of cool to see all the different bats that these guys have. And I mean, Julio had like 6. I mean, we got a lot to take care of or to pay attention to when it comes to Julio and his bats this weekend.
First of all, notice the shoulder protector of the rolled up sleeve.
It's awesome.
1-1 coming to Kelly. Words that have never been spoken on a major league telecast. If he's using the fish bat tonight. So only with Players Weekend can you have this much fun.
Yeah, we already saw Dom Canzone. His bat was Pokemon. And I said, Pokemon? He's like, Angie, look at my locker. And I was like, all right, fair. Like, the entire thing is Pokemon boxes. And I'm like, I was playing Atari when you pulled the joystick backwards to get the shield. I mean, asteroids. Like, you know, I'm not into the Pokemon. I'm sorry. I didn't know. I didn't know, Dom.
Maybe a big Pokemon card collector, too. 1 out, nobody on. 2-2 to Carson Kelly as that misses just low. Three-two. Cubs have had some long at-bats in this game. PCA the 9-pitch at-bat to begin the night, which he homered on to end it. Ramirez had a 7-pitch at-bat to end the first inning. And this will be at least a 7-pitch AB for Carson Kelly.
The Cubs are seeing that sweeper down right now really well out of hand. Not a whole lot of aggressive takes on that pitch down. A lot of Northwest roots on this team as well. Carson Kelly from Portland was supposed to go to Oregon, but decided to get drafted in the first round out of high school instead of playing with me in Oregon, but I won't take that personally.
That is over the plate. Strike 3 call. Second strikeout for Emerson Hancock. He retires the first 2.
There's like a little backdoor two-seamer right here. He was really hammering Kelly inside the entire bat. So it started this ball off the outside corner, had a run back over and froze Carson in a full count there.
2 up and 2 down. Here is Pete Crow Armstrong for the second time. Swinging strike 1.
See, that's labeled as a cutter, but it has the same shape as the sweeper, adding more velocity on that pitch just to keep the hitters off balance.
Up and in with a heater, and now Hancock ahead 0-2. He would love a 1-2-3 second inning. He's already at 45 pitches. And already facing the order the second time through. What stood out to you the most about that first at-bat for PCA to begin the ball game?
How calm the swings were being executed early on in the count. For a guy that's hit 2 leadoff home runs, now 3 in during this week, he wasn't trying to lead the yard early in the count. He was just trying to see the ball deep and understand the release point and pitch shape that Hancock was presenting.
He flicks this in the air softly. Long run. Donovan gets there with his feet underneath him. And a 1-2-3 inning accomplished from Emerson Hancock.
Toyota's national.
Meet Jose, tonight's mortgage reliever sweepstakes contestant. Jose is cheering on the Mariners, hoping for a walk-off. If Seattle wins via walk-off tonight, Cross Country Mortgage will help deliver him cash mortgage relief. Yeah. Julio leads it off and fouls away the first pitch. 1-2-3 first inning for Matthew Boyd. Fastball middle in, and it's quickly 0-2 on Julio, followed by Naylor and then Taylor Ward.
He's landing that fastball against right-handed hitter. It's going to be a tough time tonight.
Low sinking liner, and it was not caught clean, but recovered nicely. Nico Horner, who's won a couple of Gold Gloves over at second base, he has shifted over to shortstop, with Dansby Swanson being on the IL for about a month and is playing very well there.
Yeah, that fastball in just sets up that changeup away and hits this ball hard. Looks like Nico actually did catch that ball, just wanted to keep the arm loose and make the throw across the diamond.
A pretty good backup plan for a Cubs team that is excellent defensively, as they move him from second to short. An oblique injury for Dansby Swanson. Pretty big loss for the Cubs. Here's Josh Naylor. And no matter how you slice it, this is the best team defensively in baseball, the Chicago Cubs. They are tops in terms of defensive runs saved. They lead in outs above average. And if you're just an old school, do they make any errors? Well, no, they have the fewest errors committed by any team in baseball. I mean, they can really catch it for a pitching staff that doesn't strike many out. So they need to be able to flash the leather, and they've done that exceptionally well this year. 1-2 on Naylor. On the ground, and this is able to work its way into center field. First hit early on tonight for the Mariners, a one-out single by Josh Naylor.
It's a nice piece of hitting from Josh Naylor right here with 2 strikes. Fastball up above the zone, but he's ready for it. Not trying to do too much. Is able to squeak it by that really, really good defensive infield for the Cubs.
And Pedro Ramirez has taken over at second base, with Horner shifting over to shortstop for Chicago. Here's Taylor Ward. Ooh, looked like that was about to be called a strike by Brennan Miller, our home plate umpire, but he thought twice of it. Borderline pitch. It goes Ward's way. Ward just recently drew his first walk as a Mariner, something he has done a lot of this season with Baltimore, acquired at the deadline by the Mariners, but had not walked much early on in his Mariners career. And he gets ahead 3-0, one of the highest walk rates overall in baseball this season. He takes in a 4-pitch walk. The Mariners have 1 out and 2 on. Message now from the Washington Beef Farmers and Ranchers.
Win or lose, it's really about how you feed the game, right? Together, we bring more. Beef, it's what's for dinner.
Now the Mariners have a couple of runners on base for Cal Raleigh. Out to the gap, and it's gone. Blink your eyes, it's a tie game.
The thought crossed my mind immediately, Ange. Does the fish bat have any homers in it? The answer showed up immediately to tie this game. Cal Raleigh not waiting around, jumping on an 0-0 fastball. What a tone setter to get this crowd going tonight.
Not just pretty, but functional as well, guys.
I think we'll see the fish bat again.
You might have to repaint that thing to be black after this weekend. Keep it around.
Little inside out, base hit, Cole Young into left field. So 4 straight batters have reached with 1 out here in the 2nd inning.
By the way, Cole Young's bat has an eclipse on it this weekend. I thought that was very topical with what just happened over Europe. Solar eclipse on the bat.
A worldly thinker, that Cole Young.
Yes.
You learn something new every day.
Well, an early visit now here in this 2nd inning. Tommy Hotovy, longtime pitching coach now for the Cubs, coming out to talk things over with his veteran starter Matthew Boyd. Yeah, you look at Boyd this year. It's been an interesting year for a couple of different reasons. Unfortunately, 2 stints on the injured list. Back in April, a bicep strain. He made 3 starts after being activated, then went back on the IL, a torn meniscus that he suffered playing with his son. Getting up from the floor, had to have his knee worked on. He missed about 2 months. Since coming back, the numbers have been very good, an ERA of 3.25. However, there have been 2 main issues, walks and home runs. And both of those things have showed up here in the 2nd inning. Here is Brock Rodden. That floats well high and outside for ball 1. Now Brock Rodden making his T-Mobile Park debut, made his major league debut on the road trip in Houston. His dad Kevin, his mom Melissa. Rodden, high fly out to left field, onto the warning track. There is Ian Happ. Ballpark holds it. Meanwhile, Young tagging and advancing. He gets into second base. 2 outs. Back to the top of the order here is Brendan Donovan.
See how big that Cole Young extra 90 feet right there is. I love the aggressiveness and just the wherewithal. The ball hung up in the air for a long time, and he knew he had time to take that extra base.
Donovan in the air, right field, base hit. Young hits third, coming home, and he slides in safe. It's a 4-run inning for the Mariners, who have taken the lead over the Cubs. Another clutch base hit from Brendan Donovan.
There's your answer, Ryan, for how important that 90 feet was. If he goes first or third, okay, but instead, because he took the extra 90 feet, he ends up untying the game and taking the lead.
And the right guy up to bat right there. Loves the situation with 2 outs, runners in scoring position, not waiting around, and jumps on a first pitch fastball.
Strike 1 to Arozarena. Well, the Mariners answer with a 4-run inning and a chance for more. Fly ball shallow left field. Happ comes in and makes the catch. An 8-batter 4th spot for the Mariners in the second, highlighted by Cal Raleigh and that fish bat on the first pitch he sees tonight. A 3-run blast, and the Mariners take the lead into the third. Cal, the fish guy, with a big start to this one so far. 3-run home run. The Mariners now lead at 4-3. Pitch missing inside to Seiya Suzuki. 2, 3, and 4 due up in this Cubs order.
He makes that top of the second 1, 2, 3 by Hancock look so much better right now. Look for him to answer right here and do the same thing, get the offense back out there. It's a great pitch. That backdoor 2-seam to the righty. That's going to open up the chase for the sweeper Goldie. He can continue to land that.
Well, that's exactly where he goes next. Does not bite on it. 22 home runs for Seiya Suzuki. You know, for a Cubs team that's pretty middle of the pack in terms of strikeouts, the Cubs do have some noticeable swing and miss at the top of their order in PCA and Suzuki. But that being said, they both walk a lot. They both hit for tremendous power also. So there's some real damage that goes along with it as he fouls that fastball back.
Teams will accept the strikeout as long as you're willing to walk with it and if you're doing damage. And that's honestly what Happ has done a great job of this season long.
Now, we've seen some great Mariners teams over the years with that overall mindset and philosophy. 3-2. Strikes out at a higher rate than league average, walks at a higher clip than league average, and just stays alive. I think Emerson wanted that strikeout based on his reaction.
It looked like Cal caught it for a second.
Well, this is another long at bat by a Cub. This will be at least 8 pitches for Seiya Suzuki. Another foul ball. This will be the 4th at bat by the Cubs of at least 7 pitches. This will be at least 9. Really chewing into that pitch count. On the ground, Brock Rodden's got it. Rookie shortstop throws low, and Naylor can't hold on to it. Well, a 9-pitch at bat, you get the ground ball exactly where you want it, and unfortunately it results in a base runner for the Cubs. It's an error.
Throws a little bit low here from Rodden, but as a first baseman, I know Josh Naylor would tell you this as well. That's a ball that you take a lot of pride in picking. I know he wants that one back. A good clean hop there. That's one he should have had.
It goes down as a throwing error by Rodden. So a 9-pitch at bat that results in a base runner. And here's Michael Busch. Now, especially the way that the Cubs can swing it, it feels like you give them free base runners and you really start playing with fire.
Yeah, they take enough as is with the walks and the extra base hits. Giving them an extra 90 feet right there is not ideal.
In on the hand, soft fly ball out to Julio. He's got it. One away to the Ford Sports Desk. We say good evening to Chris Egan. Chris, what's going on?
Aaron, Ryan, good evening from section 128. A lot of great stuff happening here. It's the Mariners Bid for Impact auction. This is a great place to come. It's open every Friday night that the Mariners are in town. It's an auction for a great cause. And how about some of the items here? Timing, Aaron and Ryan, is everything. You could come up here right now and pick yourself up an autographed Cal Raleigh baseball bat. You've got Julio Rodriguez autographed baseballs. There's an Ichiro autographed baseball as well. I'm loving the Andres Munoz autographed baseball, Dan Wilson autographed jersey and baseball. All the proceeds from the auction go towards supporting the nonprofit work of the Mariners Care Foundation, so you can pick up some great stuff for a great cause. There will be another auction come up on Friday, September 4th. Ryan, Aaron, back to you.
All right, Chris, thank you. Meanwhile, an errant throw almost brings home a run. Naylor able to get to it and keep Suzuki over at third base. This time it was Donovan airmailing one to first. So the Mariners have not been sharp defensively in this third inning, to say the least.
And happy that Suzuki actually stayed at third base, because Emerson Hancock ended up being the player at home. This is a tough play for a third baseman, deep in the hole. Could have went the short way to second base, but would have been a bang-bang play. I thought he made the right decision. The throw just gets a little bit away from him, puts runners in scoring position.
Now the infield is drawn in. Happ fouls it away for strike one. That's an infield base hit for Bregman, and then a throwing error by Donovan. That moves Bregman into second. Would you ever consider just eating it over there at third base on a play like that?
No. What I would have considered was coming off the base to keep that ball at least in front of me.
This is ripped down the line and foul.
But it's also tough to read as a first baseman. You don't know if that ball the third baseman throws is going to come back down to you, if it's going to continue carrying. And sometimes you make a decision too late, and that's just how it goes.
Well, the Mariners trying to work around 2 errors this inning. Infield in with 1 out, second and third. Oh, and he gets the strikeout he really needed. A punch out to Ian Happ, 2 down.
This is going to be that curveball, looks like the sweeper, but takes a lot off of it. It's able to get the Cubs to chase outside of the zone, which doesn't happen much, Aaron, but in a really big spot, Emerson Hancock comes through.
Yeah, second lowest chase rate of any team, the Chicago Cubs. And Happ, in particular, does not chase very much. Here comes Cal Raleigh out to talk things over before Nico Hoerner bats.
Thinking of that Donovan throw, it makes me think of Seager and how good he was at putting the ball on the turf. Just using kind of the wet grass to get that ball there quicker and also limit some of the margin for error for the ball that can take off on you. Donovan could have made that choice there in that moment as well.
Yeah, Seager, one of the best to ever do it. Such an accurate arm. Dangerous hitter in Nico Hoerner. Since the All-Star break, among National League hitters, nobody's batting for a higher average, and it's not particularly close. Hoerner's batting .358 in the second half.
Really good in these spots. Probably one of the best line drive hitters in the major leagues right now. Doesn't strike out much as well. This is a situation where I expect Hancock to be pretty careful around the zone.
Very low strikeout rate, low walk rate as well. He's up there to swing it. Second and third, 2 outs. Infield gets back to normal depth now. Off the plate, ball 1. Now this would be pretty enormous if Hancock can get out of this jam. An infield base hit, 2 errors. And really up against the ropes here in the third inning. Ground ball up the middle. Young by the bag, throws across his body, and Emerson Hancock with a pump of the fist as he gets out of a third inning jam and strands a pair in scoring position. He wasn't given any favors, but Hancock makes some big pitches and maintains the lead.
Listen to the
This portion of the game is brought to you by UW Medicine, the only health system in Washington that directly connects care to a research and learning powerhouse. UW Medicine, a higher degree of health care. Matthew Boyd facing Dom Canzone. He leads off the bottom of the third. Big chopper over to first base. Bush retreats, gives some ground, and a foot race. He is out. That was close.
Very, very close. Good hustle there by Dom.
Mariners will wait to hear from the video room on this. Is this worth challenging or not? They will not challenge, as Boyd's foot clearly gets there just before Dom Canzone. Michael Bush got the flip to first base just in time. 1 out for Julio. Takes a changeup down and away for ball 1. 19 home runs for Julio. 16 stolen bases, knocking on the door of another 2020 campaign. He gets ahead on a pitch inside.
See if Julio sits on a changeup right here. After he flashes in every time against the righty, he's going right back to that changeup away.
Well, on cue. No, he swung at it. Does that mean he was sitting on it?
No, he didn't look like he was sitting on it. He was still a little fooled out front by it. Also, kudos to Matt Boyd. Well located there.
Two. Naylor waiting on deck. He got that 4-run second inning going. Slider down and in. And there is out number 2. Second strikeout for Boyd tonight. Bryce Harper and the Phillies are coming to town next. Don't miss another great interleague matchup. Mariners square off against the Fighting Phils Monday, Tuesday night, and then Wednesday afternoon. Mariners.com/tickets. Naylor showing bunt for a moment as Bregman was way off the bag but in on the grass.
I wonder if he's going to try and take that with him. Push bunt.
That's about where Bregman was lined up, right there. That is ruled a strike and no challenge.
Naylor's asking about it though, saying, is that the corner?
EQC Tracer has it off the plate. Boyd pounds the zone. It's 1-2.
2-strike hit on the fastball last time up for Naylor. I'd be shocked if Boyd threw him a fastball anywhere near the zone here.
And he slows it down. There's the curve. Beautiful night to open up the homestand. Post-game fireworks. 1-2. Short left field. Bregman is out. The Cubs third baseman makes the catch near the line, and Boyd retires the side in order for the second time. However, the Mariners lead at 4-3 after 3. A beautiful night, especially up on the Trident deck, way up there in the corner in left field by the foul pole. Pedro Ramirez looks at strike 1 to begin the top of the 4th. Bottom third of the order for Emerson Hancock. He was able to strand a pair in scoring position back in the 3rd. On the ground over to Naylor. Shin high, takes care of it himself, and a quick first out. Leadoff man sat down. You can stream Mariners baseball this summer with Mariners TV, presented by Pimco. Fans in Washington, Oregon, Montana, Idaho, Alaska, and Hawaii can stream regular season games for just $19.99 a month. National exclusivity supply. You can sign up today at mariners.tv. Here is Conforto. On the ground. Strike 1. One of those national games will be tomorrow, 4:15 the start time. Kind of a different Saturday first pitch time. That game will be seen exclusively on Fox. Cade Anderson is making his major league debut. Much anticipated. One of the very top prospects in baseball. Nothing to 1-2 Conforto. And it hit him. Hit him with a curve. 1 out and 1 on.
.76 miles an hour, but still doesn't feel good when you're taking a baseball off your lower extremities like there. It looks like it caught a piece of the Evo shield. It's just a curveball. Gets away from Emerson Hancock here early on the count. Not at all what he's trying to do there, but nonetheless, gets a runner on.
Pitch number 70 coming up for Hancock, facing Carson Kelly. Cubs catcher lines this past Donovan's dive at third base and into left field. So all of a sudden, this is not what you want to have happen. Traffic on first and second for the top of the order. Now this Cubs team has been hot, it feels like, all season long, but especially since the All-Star break. Only the Red Sox have a better record. The Cubs 20-12 since the Midsummer Classic, tied with the Brewers, Craig Counsell's former club, and the Padres for the second best record in baseball. And they have been driven by this machine of a lineup, headlined by the man about to swing it right now, PCA, his third time up. He homered to lead off the ball game.
Not the time you want to see PCA up with traffic on the bases.
Trying to stay away, ball one. One out, Conforto at second, Kelly the runner at first base. Does not chase. They appeal. It's 2-0. Since PCA was moved to the leadoff spot on May 23rd, he has been the best hitter in baseball. Leads in OPS, WRC plus, and home runs. And Cal does a nice job keeping that in front of him. And from going to the backstop, runners stay anchored at first and second. 3-0.
This pitch just gets yanked here in a 2-0 count. Nice job by Cal to keep that ball in front of him. Not a situation you'd like to see with PCA 3-0 count.
Fly ball straight away left field. He was swinging 3-0 and he flies out to left.
Wow. What a gift.
I mean, he did get a meatball.
Swinging 3-0 for me, it's so front. Look at him throw his bat because he knows, like, it's almost taboo, Aaron, to some regards, swinging 3-0, because if you're gonna, you cannot be late. And he was late on that pitch, got beat and flared a ball to bail out Hancock there in a big spot. 2 outs.
But if you're as hot as he is, and we just saw the numbers, if you get a center cut heater at 95 miles an hour, aren't you swinging?
Listen, zero argument, but that ball's either going to go down the right field line or it's going to go foul. You cannot get beat on that fastball, and he knows that's why he was upset.
Strike one to Suzuki.
But I completely agree with you. Like, when you're going as good as he is, you're having the season you are, you're the guy in that spot to go ahead and get it with runners scoring position.
Oh, 2 on Suzuki. This is the second straight inning. The Cubs have had multiple men on base against Hancock. He was able to wiggle off the hook in the third. Trying to do so again here in the fourth. We got a Daeho Lee signing in the house. Oh, and he locked him up. Saying Suzuki frozen. And Hancock strands a pair yet again. All right, we got the big dumper Fish bat. A closer look at it. He'll bat second when we return.
It's too late.
Welcome to Jock in the Box.
Oh, don't miss this epic 3-day giveaway in early September. The Andres Munoz Funko Pop Collectible available to the first 10,000 fans September 8th, 9th, and 10th when the Rangers come to town. That'll be a big series and a really fun collectible there. The Mariners flame-throwing closer. Munoz, who just recently reached 100 career saves. Taylor Ward leads it off. 1 ball and 1 strike. One and 2. Straightaway center field, Crow Armstrong. Right there. 1 away. Our Chevy Silverado drive of the game. First at bat. First pitch seen from Cal Raleigh. And a game tying 3-run homer. The Mariners would love for him to get it going. If he were to homer again tonight, he would tie Jay Buhner and Edgar Martinez for the second most multi-homer games in franchise history. This is on the ground. Oh, wow, what a pick by Bregman. He just took a hit away. That is some really slick play over there at third base. Man.
Bregman makes this look so easy, and this is almost an Olay play where he just is all over it, knows exactly where the ball in his glove is, and just spins and makes a beautiful throw.
Now more great infield defense for the Cubs. Here's Cole Young. They appealed. He does not go. Ball one. He singled and scored his last time up.
Positive note, Cal's been on the fastball tonight and did a really nice job adjusting to a changeup right there.
And he hit it hard. Big bouncer Bush circles by the bag. You know, for Boyd, he's faced the minimum in 3 of the first 4 innings. Well, the Mariners got 4 that one time he did it. Well, here are our All-America line fans of the game. They'll be departing from Pier 91 in Seattle tomorrow on a cruise to Alaska with All-America. A beautiful night here in Seattle. Oh my goodness, right on cue. Mariners leading 4-3. Each side scoring all of their runs in 1 inning. It was a 3-run first for the Cubs and a 4-run second for the Mariners. Michael Bush laces this into right field. The first pitch that he sees. He is on his way into second base, and a headlong tumbling slide. Man, that did not look pleasant. He's in there safe with maybe the definition of a hustle double.
I guess when you hit it that hard, you have to hustle. Michael Bush not waiting around here. This ball is over the heart of the plate, but I'm not sure how you attack a team, Goldie, that doesn't chase, walks a ton, but also makes a ton of contact with pitches in the zone. And Emerson Hancock, who has a pitch count now to 78, you have to be aggressive in the zone.
Tough hitter here in Bregman. Bregman has homered and also reached on an infield base hit. He has been red hot after a slow start with his new team. His last 23 games, he's batting .344, OPSing over 1,000, and a 186 WRC plus. I mean, he has been doing some pretty serious damage, and we've seen that firsthand tonight. A wave and a miss on a good breaking ball as he slaps the barrel of his bat. 1-2.
This is a really good sweeper right here. The Cubs have been so disciplined on that pitch down below the zone all day. Finally starting to get that chase a little bit.
Big bat retired, chasing up and away.
Grips it or rip it. This is a 4-seam fastball just up and away. Felt like he had Bregman on the ropes right there, chasing the 1-1 sweeper down. I know why Bregman went after this pitch. He felt like he could hit a routine ground ball to second base and move him over, but the velocity just too much from Hancock, and location was tremendous.
In steps Ian Happ, who has doubled and struck out. Well, not only a lot of pitches early in this game for Hancock, but so many stress pitches as well tonight. There have been runners in scoring position in every inning but one for the Cubs. That was the 1-2-3 second.
His poise has really impressed me, especially the second half of the season. What he's done all season long is impressive, but these games, these moments are getting so big and important, but he's answering the call and he's rising the occasion every opportunity so far.
Right over the plate taken. It's 0-2.
Like Hancock called that pitch right there. He knew exactly where he wanted to go after that front hip 2-seamer.
Just missing down and in.
Wanted to go back to it, that's why.
Now, a lot of strikeouts for Happ. One of the more strikeout prone hitters. And on cue, a wave and a miss on the top rail. Back-to-back punch-outs for Hancock following the double.
Back-to-back punch-outs on fastballs at the top of the zone, but doing such a good job of establishing the corners, mixing speeds. Happ's not just fastballs right there, but a healthy blend of 2-seamers and 4-seamers, able to finish them off there with the 4-seamer at the top.
Nico Horner, who has twice grounded out to second base. Last time a really nice play by Cole Young. Flips the upper inside corner for a strike.
That pitch had some really late action. Clipped that upper quadrant in the strike zone. Not much you can do as a hitter with that.
Chopping foul, and Hancock ahead 0-2. Aaron Goldsmith alongside former Mariner infielder Ryan Healy. Be with us this whole homestand. Grounded, foul.
Goldie, that pitch count creeping. Number 90's coming here next. Looks like Gabe Spires throwing the ball a little bit with the slew of lefties coming up with Conforto, PCA, and then Bush.
There's Gabe, starting to get hot. The 0-2. Cal does a nice job keeping that in front of him. A contact heavy hitter in Nico Horner. One of the lowest strikeout rates in baseball. He will more than likely put it in play, although he does have 2 strikes against him here. Pops it up. Donovan comes racing in and makes the catch. It has been a bend but don't break kind of night for Emerson Hancock, weaving his way through traffic nearly every inning.
Book early.
The Federal Credit Union on a mission. Everyone eagerly anticipating tomorrow when this man, Cade Anderson, makes his major league debut. He has put together I think a truly historic season of the minors, an ERA of 1.06 in 18 starts. I mean, the strikeouts to walks, you can't even make that kind of stuff up.
No, it's been impressive. His first full season in professional baseball. Whatever LSU is doing with their development of pitchers, it's a little bit different than the rest.
Brock Rodden leading things off for the Mariners. A changeup gets a swing and a miss, 1-2. Now the Mariners calling him up today. There's not been an official roster move made yet for Cade Anderson, but he is here, and there must be some kind of added piece that comes along with being able to take in a game as a spectator before getting out there for the real thing.
Sure, and also not traveling necessarily the day before, assuming he flew in last night, maybe this morning, but just a day to acclimate yourself. I saw him getting the tour of the the facilities today inside, knows the training room, everything is.
Horner over at shortstop, pumps a high one and safe. Rodden is safe at first base. Leadoff man aboard for the Mariners.
Hustling the entire way. You knew this wasn't just going to be a routine play for Nico. You know that Rodden's dad, sitting up in the stands right now, loves that hustle from his son to force this throwing error from the normal second baseman, Nico Horner.
Well, for a normally sure-handed infield, they've committed the fewest errors of any team. That is an error on Horner. Here's Donovan, who bunts that foul. Now, great road trip for Brendan Donovan. After a slow start coming off the injured list for the second time, it does feel like he is getting his timing back and is looking very much like Brendan Donovan. Sneaky move over to first base. Rodden back in safe. And they have ruled a balk. A balk on Boyd. And Craig Counsell not happy about that at all.
Not at all. We know how much pride left-handed pitchers take in their pickoff moves over there when you feel like you're being deceptive. Let's see if we can tell what really triggered him there. Maybe they're barking at the angle.
Yeah, I don't think that was 45 degrees, guys.
Are they eyeball testing that, Ange?
Yeah, I think they're eyeball testing that. I mean, that's what I see in that move. And by the way, yeah, this will be a better angle at it.
Can we draw off what the 45-degree line would be there, just so we can know?
Bush takes it over to the bag, and that keeps that from being a double play. Instead, Rodden is over at third, 1 out and a runner 90 feet from home.
Talks about the hustle on Brock Rodden there to first base to beat that ball out. He gives credit to his older brother, who's only 11 months older than him, for making him a much better baseball player and much faster, as he had to outrun him.
Always playing with the big kids. 1 out runner at third, infield in for Rosarena. Mariners would love to add on here. You got the big bats here with a runner at third and 1 out.
Infield in situation. You see the third baseman's playing way back. I'm curious if their Mariners will be aggressive here on a contact read of the runner at third base.
A little bloop, dropping in for a base hit. And now fumbled by PCA, but it won't matter. Brock Rodden scores. And the Mariners being helped out in various ways here in this 5th inning to manufacture a run. It's a 2-run lead.
Randy's gotten a healthy dose of changeups today and is finally able to better Matt Boyd in a really big spot. Rodden standing on third base right there. Would have liked to have seen him partially off. Even if that ball's caught, it's not one you're tagging on necessarily. But let's go back to the Brendan Donovan ground out to set the first base. How big is that at bat now, even though it didn't result in a hit?
Well, yeah, you got the air to begin things, then the balk, a productive out on the ground out, and then the ultimate parachute kind of head that ends up driving in a run. One out, 1 on for Canzone.
Randy's got 20 bags on the year. Let's see if he tries to apply a little pressure with the last pickoff move resulting in a balk.
Ground ball over to second. Ramirez, wide throw, and they are able to get the out, but that's it on Randy at second base. So the defense for the Cubs having some issues here in the 5th inning all of a sudden.
Good footwork here, just kind of gets underneath this ball. Nice job by Nico, honestly. Stay on the base, is still recording out. That could have turned even uglier for the Cubs in that situation.
Here's Julio. There goes the bat and a base hit. I mean, that wasn't a broken bat. He just lost the bat. It ends up at third base, and the ball ends up in the outfield, and the Mariners get a hit out of it.
Now I have to know, was this intentional or did it just slip out of his hands? I mean, if that was the strategy, it worked out really well. You talk about staying through a baseball, really competing for that last little bit of extension. Whatever it takes at this point.
It feels like that would zap the power a little bit.
Well, these are special bats this weekend.
That's true. I beg your pardon.
There's more power in them.
Well, I would say that this has been a very fortuitous inning in a couple of ways for the Mariners. And you can maybe add that to the list. This is down the line, slicing out of play. I mean, Matt Boyd saying, all right, so the best infield defense commits an error to begin the inning. You then call me on a balk that I think is wrong. Randy hits an absolute water balloon into shallow center field to score a run. And now Julio throws his bat at the ball and gets a knock out of it. Well, the Mariners have made the most of their opportunities tonight. 2 outs and 2 on for Naylor. And lands for a strike. Canzone at second, Julio Speed at first. In on the hands, popped him up. Ramirez, the second baseman, giving away. Bush at first base makes the catch. The Mariners strand 2, but they grab another run. 5-3 Mariners after 5 innings. Call and the heave-ho given by home plate umpire Brennan Miller to manager Craig Counsell. Counsell comes out and tries to get a little bit of his money's worth, but he's on his way back at the clubhouse.
Can't repeat all the words that were said in that conversation, unfortunately, here.
So it is Ramirez to lead things off in the 6th inning. Ryan Flaherty is their bench coach who will take over from here. (1-0) to Ramirez, who shoots it foul. 93 pitches on the board so far for Emerson Hancock. It's the bottom third of the order. On the ground, Young has it chest high on to first base. 1 away. A message now from Jack in the Box.
Don't get FOMO. Get my Philly style bonus Jack combos and new Philly Munchie Meal.
Welcome to Jack in the Box.
Leadoff man sat down. Brings up the lefty bat of Michael Conforto. Career high pitch count for Hancock is 103. That came earlier this year.
Right on cue there, Goldie. I was sitting here thinking that early ground ball from Ramirez guarantees Hancock probably 2 more hitters, including Conforto. Spire in the pen, ready for PCA if he gets up.
On the ground, backhand Rodden plants and fires over to first base. Couple of ground ball outs. 2 up and 2 down. Well, don't miss your chance to sit in the J-Rod squad presented by Adidas. The special section at center field available every game at T-Mobile Park, and on Tuesdays and Fridays you can score this exclusive t-shirt. Mariners.com/J-Rod. There is the J-Rod squad. Got some sunglasses on at night out there, feeling cool. Here's the number 9 man, Carson Kelly. Does kind of feel like this is the last batter one way or another for Emerson Hancock. Gabe Spire is warmed up and ready to go. You've got PCA, left hand swinging Pete Crow Armstrong on deck.
How big would it be to give Spire a clean inning for the top of the 7th?
Naylor right under his glove. Now 2-out base hit for Carson Kelly, and that very well might be the end of the night for Emerson Hancock, and it will be. He had to really gut his way through 5 2/3 in this game tonight.
Impressive. A lot of things worked against him as well. This Cubs offense is real, and he did a tremendous job. Time to hand it off to the bullpen, let him finish the job.
He dealt with so much traffic, was able to weave his way through more times than not, and will exit here in the 6th to a standing ovation inside T-Mobile Park. Emerson Hancock getting the ball to open up the homestand in the series, and in the first inning, 3 runs on 4 hits. A lot of slug for the Cubs to open up the ball game. But from the second inning on, that number at the bottom, 0 for 7 with runners in scoring position, a huge one.
Just a gutsy performance by Hancock all the way around. Had traffic, pressure pitches, mistakes made behind him, but was still able to find a way, execute when he needed to, and keep this Cubs offense at bay.
All right, big spot here. Gabe Spire called upon, facing PCA at the plate, representing the tie-in run with 2 outs in the 6th inning. Well, the outer black, ball 1. And Gabe wants a new ball right away. If that one's not being called a strike, give me a new one.
It's not my fault. Give me a new ball.
Both teams have both challenges remaining. Carson Kelly, the runner at first base with 2 outs. PCA showing bunts. Batting over 300 this year left on left. Very good numbers. Having a banner season, the 2-0. Trying to stay away, gets the strike called that time. Lands it again, 2-2.
Not much that PCA can do with those 2 pitches right there. You're locating 94, 95 on the black away from you, 96 in the last one. Opens up the slider here with 2 strikes, and he hasn't seen it yet.
Spires 2-2. Ripped, foul, fastball up and in.
We've seen that from Gabe a lot this year when he's feeling it. He'll show you a 2-strike fastball trying to elevate it. That was an impressive foul ball right there from PCA to even cover that location.
Missing away with the heater again. Full count now. It's been nothing but fastballs. Does he throw in a wrinkle or stick with it? 3-2. Rolled over. First slider that PCA sees, and he grounds out to end the inning. And Gabe Spire strands Carson Kelly at first base, and Emerson Hancock watches that runner stay put. Big out gotten there by Gabe Spire. Works. Well, Mariners fans, did you know a walk-off can pay off all season long? That's right. Throughout the season, when the Mariners walk it off, lucky fans can win cash for mortgage relief. You can scan that QR code to enter cross-country mortgage reliever sweepstakes today. 2-run lead for the Mariners beginning the home 6th inning. Taylor Ward leads it off. He has walked and scored tonight. You've seen all of Taylor Ward's career, and Mariner fans remember him from all those seasons in Anaheim. Last year, he was one of the top home run hitters in the game. He hit close to 40 homers last year. This season, it's been a completely different hitter. It's been a ton of on base, the lowest chase of any batter in baseball this year. He's a free agent at the end of the year. It's pretty wild to see a hitter just change their entire profile from one year to the next.
It's a conversation I look forward to having with him, having a chance to connect since he's become a Seattle Mariner. But that adjustment to major leagues is really hard. The sacrifice sometimes of giving up something that separates you, makes you so special, to gain something else. Is it really worth the risk reward? And I think that's what he's deciding right now. And right here is patience. You know, this is going to be a backdoor slider. Boyd doesn't throw a ton of these, but also it's well located. Does the patience hurt him at times? I think Taylor's going to decide that as the season progresses and the offseason begins.
He strikes out looking to begin the bottom of the 6th inning. Here's Cal Raleigh. That ball took its time getting to home plate. Swing and a miss on a 73-mile-an-hour curve. 3-run home run for Cal. That was part of a big 4-run second inning.
Hasn't seen a fastball in the zone since.
Doubles up on the spin. 0-2.
Got a great camera view in center field. You can see that knuckle or that pointer finger of Matt Boyd pop up when he's going to throw that curveball.
Popped up. Ramirez underneath it. 2 up and 2 down. Message now from Hyundai.
Enjoy your new car.
Thanks, gotta run. Okay, bye.
Deal so right, it almost feels wrong. The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event.
That brings up Cole Young. Okay, you mentioned you can see that knuckle up on the curve from that camera angle in center field. Can you see that at all in the batter's box?
No, you're not going to see that. The pitchers get too big of gloves nowadays. Most of them are going to be north of 12.5 inches, just the height that you saw the knuckle right there as well, if you guys are watching closely. Not something that benefits you as a hitter. You'd have to see something from the front side, but no, not the back side there.
We saw earlier this year Roki Sasaki of the Dodgers wearing a glove that looked like it was his dad's glove.
Size 13.5.
It was enormous, and he did it simply to be able to better camouflage his grips in the glove.
I want to go back to that Cal bat because that was a 2-strike fastball up in the zone that I felt like he was all over. Took the 1-strike curveball, but was ready for the fastball again. That's a good sign for Cal.
2-1 on Cole Young.
Yeah, Matt Boyd's been cruising, even with the 5 runs the Mariners have scored. Still no action in the Cubs bullpen yet.
3-1 now to Young. 2 outs, nobody on. Boyd's faced the minimum in 3 of the first 5 innings. Now the Mariners have a real test in front of them. This is the second of 4 straight games against a left-handed starting pitcher. They'll be seeing a lefty all 3 against the Cubs. They saw a southpaw yesterday in the finale in Milwaukee. We all know the Mariners' struggles this year against lefty pitching. Three-2. Cole Young draws a 2-out walk. He reaches for the second time tonight.
That's a tough take right there.
Good production from the bottom of the order tonight for the Mariners. Here comes Brock Rodden, who reached on an error last time up. Six-game hitting streak for Rodden, a base hit in every game he's played in so far in the major leagues, as he goes chasing after a high heater. Made his major league debut in Houston on the last road trip. Cole Emerson optioned to, actually was going to be optioned, but instead was placed on the injured list, unfortunately. Waits back on this and drives it out to left field. Happ, right by the 376 marker, makes the catch. Rodden's second long fly ball out to Happ and left.
I was so excited to hear Cal Raleigh was going to be our new head of HR.
Matters most to you.
Mariners TV is presented by PIMCO, the insurance you get. Learn more at PIMCO.com. A spectacular night here in Seattle. We'll begin the homestand first to 3 with the Cubs over the weekend. Mariners have a 5-3 lead. Gabe Spire back out there. First pitch, strike 2, Seiya Suzuki. Spire got PCA to end the 6th. Has to face at least 2 batters here in the 7th. Going upstairs and gets ahead 0-2. Suzuki has struck out twice and reached on an error tonight. Cubs got all 3 of their runs in the first inning, highlighted by a pair of homers, PCA and Bregman. Also 2 doubles that inning for Chicago. Busts him in and takes in off the plate. Spire on a 2-2. Soft fly, and that is a base hit. Really got in on him, and Suzuki able to fight it off for a knock to begin the 7th.
Not much you can do to your Gabe Spire. Well located fastball. How that bat is still intact, Aaron, is beyond me. But this is just an excuse me little dinker over into right field. And guess what? Looks like a line drive in the books.
Well, things get serious real fast with this Cubs lineup. Here's the lefty bat of Michael Busch. This is the 3rd batter for Spire, so Dan Wilson can go to the bullpen next. With that in mind, Bizzardo is warming. And a very dangerous and very hot right-handed bat, and Alex Bregman waits on deck. Oh, 2. Busch has doubled twice in this game tonight. 15 home runs on the year. Oh, 2. Doesn't chase. Count setting up away for the 1-2. Swing and a miss. It was right over the plate. A fastball burns past him at 96.
You know, that 0-2 slider that he took right there, Goldie, I felt like set up the opportunity for this sinker to show up. He swings right over the top of this. It is over the heart of the plate, but his eyes were ready to see the slider again and just got him fooled there.
Well, they are sticking with Spire to face Bregman. A weak ground ball snared by Bregman, by Spire, on to first base for the double play, and it all works out. Gabe Spire fields his position perfectly, and a double play off of Bregman's bat right back to the mound. Time to stretch, and the Mariners leading 5-3. Tonight's 7th inning stretch is brought to you by Washington's Lottery. Are you ready for the sweet life? Play Seahawks Scratch for a chance at $50K or a game day VIP suite experience. Well, the next Kids Run the Bases is coming up this Sunday after the Mariners take on the Cubs. All kids 14 and under can circle the bases at T-Mobile Park thanks to Brooks Running. Tickets at mariners.com/tickets. Well, the Mariners are leading going to the bottom of the 7th inning. It's the top of the order for the Mariners, 5-3, and the opening act of this 3-game series against Chicago. And the Cubs have somebody on the mound that they have long waited to see return. Daniel Palencia just coming off the IL. That's a fair ball right on top of the chalk, and some action for Palencia covering the bag. He is a real flamethrower, and he is fresh off the IL. Cubs happy to have, man, when he's healthy, one of the very best relievers in the National League, certainly one of the best out of the Cubs bullpen. He's been dynamite historically. Yeah, this is a pitcher they've been missing for a little bit here. I had a handful of rehab assignments, a couple of them went awry on him actually, but it looks like he was feeling healthy enough. The stuff was sharp. Chance to get him in the game. First one back here being activated today. Palencia 22 saves last year. This is over the plate for a strike to Arozarena. Made 54 appearances out of the Cubs bullpen a season ago. This is only his 20th appearance this season because of injury. Rosarena sends this high down the line into foul territory. Suzuki with, just beyond his reach. He had a chance at it, but it goes into the crowd, and it's 0-2.
Got a piece of the leather here. Yeah, he had a chance to catch that ball, and I felt like he had a little bit of space. The way that net does kind of decline right there.
Was there some interference of some kind from that fan?
Home field advantage.
Yeah, a couple of the umpires are getting together here.
I don't see contact with the glove before the ball was there.
The ruling on the field is a foul ball. No spectator interference. Chicago's challenging.
Interesting.
Now Ryan Flaherty, the bench coach, taking over for Craig Counsell, who was ejected from this game. Our Mazda manager's challenge. The ball hits the webbing of the glove. I think it hits the glove before the fan touches the glove. If he does, in fact, it did look like he maybe nicked the webbing of the glove of Suzuki. Overzealous fan down there by right field. It wasn't egregious, but I can understand why the Cubs are potentially wanting to take a look at this.
Sure. I'd be surprised if this one was overturned, but Aaron, you just never know what you're going to get.
Well, the fan is definitely reaching across the net.
After review, there was no spectator interference. The call is confirmed. Chicago will lose their challenge.
Yeah, that last look we saw was maybe the best one.
Yep.
It was close, but it did not look like he actually touched the glove of Suzuki.
No, that was the right call. Such a discretionary opinion.
Yeah, close call, man.
Yeah. You get to stay for the rest of the game.
So it's 0-2 out of Rosarena. It's that blown past him, nearly triple digits, top shelf. Message now from Enzo.
Next stop, game day. Visit this brand new community. Steps from the Linwood Light Rail. Round the bases and come home to Enzo. Visit enzolinwood.com today.
2 up and 2 down for Palencia, fresh off the IL. He's been out since mid-June. Also missed time in April with an oblique strain. One 0 to Canzone. Cubs have their bullpen up once again. It's the veteran Colin Ray getting loose. Meanwhile, Bizzardo warming for the Mariners. Hangs the slider but gets away with it. 1-2 on Canzone. Just missing. This will be challenged.
The pitch was called a ball. Catcher's challenging.
ABS powered by T-Mobile. Carson Kelly challenging this, hoping for a strikeout. And
That call is confirmed. It is a ball. Chicago has one challenge remaining.
Just off the plate. Two outs for the 2-2. Now the Cubs would like to get a little more swing and miss in their bullpen. 22nd in strikeout rate in baseball, and Palencia certainly offers that. That is over the plate. Forget about swing and miss. How about strike three call? 99 again. Palencia and his long-awaited return from the IL faces the minimum. Nico Horner and Cole Young, a couple of bright infielders, taking center stage this weekend.
Taco Bell.
Now this smile moment is brought to you by Delta Dental of Washington, supporting healthy smiles across Washington. Well, the first thing you just watched there was when the Mariners won the draft lottery to get the number 3 pick in the draft, and they selected Cade Anderson, who's hearing his name called 3rd overall out of LSU, drafted by the Mariners. He'll be making his major league debut tomorrow in the middle game of the series. Bizzardo is on the mound. He's got the 8, pitching with a 2-run lead. Ian Happ leading things off. And this finds the backstop. Well, you can go to mariners.com/tickets to pick up your seats for tomorrow's debut of Cade Anderson. And the Mariners would love it if he would be pitching the Mariners for a chance at a series win. 2-1. Tell you what, this is not an easy team to be making your major league debut against, especially if you're a lefty.
No, not the slightest, man. They've handled left-handed pitchers all year long.
Crushed. Ian Happ absolutely hits a tank. Wow. No cheapie there. His 21st this season. And it's suddenly a 1-run game. And Bizzardo's struggles with the long ball continue.
This is going to be just a fastball down the heart of the plate. And Ian Happ is one of the hitters in this Cubs order that loves the late and close games, coming up in big spots, takes advantage there and solo homer.
A nice snag by that Mariners fan. Here's Nico Horner. He shoots this into right field. So Horner singles his way aboard. Tying run is at first base with nobody out in the 8th inning. There comes Pete Woodworth. It really kind of felt like Bizzardo had gotten past that home run barrage that he was in the midst of. It was a rough road for Bizzardo about midway through the month of July into the early part of August. He gave up 6 homers in a 10-game span.
Threw 2 pitches in that at bat to Happ. Threw a splitter, which you don't see very often, and then threw that slider. Both not that close to the zone. Maybe the splitter a little bit closer, but when you force Bizzardo into fastball count, even with the movement and the velocity he provides, it's a lot easier as a hitter.
Nobody out, a man at first base for Ramirez. Goes after the first pitch and fouls it back. Now this game is never over when you have this lineup of the Cubs and the way they can swing it. Their first run scored since the first inning. Gets Horner back to the bag.
There's that splitter again. Trying to just show the hitter something different than the 2-seam fastball.
Two and one. Ferrer is in the bullpen. He's had a pretty heavy workload recently. Three and one. Ferrer's worked back-to-back games. Bizzardo in a bind here. 3-1. And that was a good pitch that's not challenged. The EQC Tracer has that very much within the strike zone. Was that a matter of maybe Cal having to move his glove too much and even he thinking that that was outside the zone?
Yeah, I think the umpire, catcher, and hitter all gave up on that pitch a touch soon. Sinker came back and did catch the bottom of the zone, but when you're non-competitive or 2-3 pitches in a row, you're not expecting that to happen.
So a homer, a single, and a walk. Not a good start for Bizzardo. Here's Michael Conforto. Donovan is right there and makes the catch on a low sailing pop-up.
This is big. He actually starts him off with the sweeper right here. Donovan making a really nice play to catch this ball in foul territory to get the first out of the inning for Bizzardo. That might push Ferrer into overdrive. Make sure he's ready for PCA if he gets there.
PCA is due up next. Well, it has not been a game of situational hitting for the Cubs. They're 1 for 11 with runners in scoring position, but they've tagged 3 homers, including one this inning. Carson Kelly looks at a strike over the plate.
That's a really good sign. That's back-to-back 0-0 sliders he's able to establish early in the zone. Now he can run that sinker in there and try and work a 5-4-3 or a 6-4-3 to get out of this jam.
Now, Bizzardo not a big ground ball pitcher, but he'd love to dial one up here. One and two.
Carson Kelly 2 singles on the day already. Veteran hitter, understands the strike zone, not trying to do too much either.
One out, 2 on. Big point of the game here in the 8th inning. Cubs threatening. Both runners take off. Ground ball over to Rodden. They stay out of the double play.
How big is that right there, that double steal? You know, understandably, Bizzardo's locked in on the hitter, 2-strike count, but runner at second and at first take off. They get a massive jump to eliminate the double play opportunity. We were trying to manifest a 6-4-3, but now provide some options for manager Dan Wilson. Put PCA on, keep Bizzardo out there, or do you go to Ferrer in the bullpen?
Now PCA has homered tonight, his 32nd of the year. What a way to begin the ball game for the Cubs. A 9-pitch at bat that Pete Crow Armstrong eventually takes out to right field, and the Cubs on top 1-0 immediately.
Third leadoff homer of the week as well. Talk about a tone setter for a game.
All right, so how do they handle PCA here? Ferrer's gotten back-to-back games. He is up in the bullpen.
They're walking him.
And they're going to put him on.
Intentional walk.
They will load the bases for Seiya Suzuki. Now, what a huge part of the game right now. 2 outs, bases loaded. Mariners by a run, and the first pitch down and away. Now, you do put a little pressure on Bizzardo to throw strikes here.
Very much so. But you have to walk PCA in that situation with what he's done this season.
Yeah, it's interesting as the challenge comes here.
The pitch was called the ball. Catcher's challenging.
It's going to be close.
That call is confirmed. It is a ball. Seattle has one challenge remaining.
ABS powered by T-Mobile by that much. Razor's margin. You want, if Ferrer hadn't worked back-to-back days, you figure Ferrer's probably in this game right now. They have him up in the bullpen but aren't going to him. On the corner and count. This takes some guts.
The pitch was called the ball. Catcher's challenging.
This takes some real guts, but you know where you are in the game right now.
Yeah, you have to. Oh, yeah.
That pitch is a strike. Seattle retains their one challenge.
I mean,
that's big.
That is big time. You risk losing him on back-to-back pitches, and Cal Raleigh had conviction on that one, and he wins it. 2-1. 2-2. 99. Some adrenaline pumping for Bizzardo with the bags packed. Now this crowd now rising to its feet. Well, this very well the ball game right here. Bases loaded, 2 outs, 1-run lead on a 2-2. He struck him out! Edward Bizzardo gets the Mariners out of a bases loaded jam and might have just saved the game.
The helpful hardware, folks.
Tonight's Muckleshoot Casino Resort Pen Report. This sweeper, nasty movement from Bizzardo and the emotion that comes along with it as he leaves him loaded and maintains a 1-run lead.
You saw 99 from him that inning. You don't see that all that often. And then that big pitch right there. Look at the energy. Look at the passion. Goldie, you think this matters? You'd love to see that.
Colin Ray, former starter, who has moved to the bullpen, takes over for the Cubs here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Oh man, there's something going on with that bat from Julio tonight.
They didn't come with pine tar.
Yeah, Players Weekend. Some guys have some new fun bats. That's the second time he's lost it. First time he hasn't gotten a hit while doing it.
Yeah, I mean, he's losing that behind contact. Julio, I need a couple extra layers of that sticky spray put on there.
Or just a new bat altogether. Let's try this one.
And you can see, guys, that one has lizard skin on it. The other one was naked, if you will.
Yeah, when have you ever seen a guy go up to the plate with a bat without a grip on it?
I don't think I ever used the lizard skin. Not that often. That's pretty normal.
Yeah, it's all about feel. Like some guys back in the day, and Ryan, you didn't play that long ago, so I'm not talking about you. But a lot of guys, you know, have gone to the lizard skin nowadays, but used to take like the medical tape and maybe make crisscross X's with it or something like that to give you a little bit extra grip.
Yeah, it's therapeutic to do that pregame. I used to do it a ton on just the bottom hand, not so much the top hand. And sometimes you would just like the feeling of no grip on there at all.
That was way outside, set up there by Carson Kelly. 2-2 on Julio, trying to get him to chase. Full count. Julio, Naylor, and Ward due up here in the 8th inning. Challenge coming here, and that looked like a good pitch.
The ball, catcher's challenging.
ABS powered by T-Mobile.
Pitches a strike, that is out. Chicago retains their one.
So Julio strikes out to begin the bottom of the 8th inning. Here's Naylor. The Mariners have been out-hit in this game 11-6, but are winning 5-4. 4 of the runs for the Mariners coming back in that second inning, highlighted by Cal Raleigh's 3-run homer.
This Cubs team is not one that's going to go quietly as well. You'd love to see the energy and momentum taken from that top half of the inning into this bottom half to get some insurance runs here.
It's been a night of ample opportunity for the Cubs. I mean, it really kind of feels like you're playing with fire if you're the Mariners. The Cubs have left 10. They have gone 1 of 13 with runners in scoring position. Now they've matched 3 homers. One hopper back to the mound, and Naylor is retired. 2 outs. The Cubs play in a historic ballpark, but a Washington's lottery win could buy you your own luxury suite for life. Imagine VIP views every game. Play today. PCA is homer to this one tonight. He was intentionally walked in the 8th, and the Mariners able to get out of a jam and leave him loaded. Cubs led this game 3-0 before the Mariners even grabbed a bat. Here's Taylor Ward. Quite frankly, the way that certain games of the road trip went, when the Cubs put 3 runs on the board in the first inning, I think there was a kind of a collective feeling amongst the 40,000 plus people here of great, here we go again. And to the Mariners' great credit, Hancock buckled down. The Mariners offense has come through, and now they're looking to add on for Munoz. Off the plate, 2-1.
The Mariners have definitely answered the call in big situations tonight. To your point, like you said, Goldie, there's been a lot of traffic, a lot of pressure put on Emerson Hancock early, and then each member of the bullpen that's entered this game.
3-1. Trying to get Ward to expand. Not something he's doing very much this year. And he lays off that. 2-out walk. Ward walked for the second time tonight. And they will run for Ward. Leo Rivas is making his way out there. Rivas at first base for Ward. His night comes to a close. Cal a chance to homer from both sides of the plate tonight.
First at bat from the left side tonight as well.
Oh, 2. Next time Cal does it will be the 6th time in his career. Second most by any catcher ever in baseball history. Only Jorge Posada with more at 8. Rivas dives back. On an 0-2. Up and in. You've liked some of the at-bats you've seen tonight from Cal.
I like the swings that I've seen. Obviously, the 3-run homer is pretty easy to get behind here. I did feel like the fly out to second base looks really good as well. The 5-3 also caught a changeup out front.
On the ground and gobbled up on the cut of the grass there by Ramirez, and a man left. All right, it is on to the 9th inning. A close one tonight in game 1 against the Cubs. 5-4. Mariners have the lead, and they hand the ball to Andres Munoz. Munoz. One of those innings, man.
This is about as nasty a pitch as you're going to see.
Munoz strikes out the side in order.
Swung on and missed. He got him. And the Mariners, they take the game. They take the series.
Well, before first pitch, Andres Munoz honored for picking up his 100th career save. Fourth most saves all time by a Mariner. And here he is with the ball in his hand in the ninth inning, protecting a one-run lead. Michael Busch looks at 100 for a strike, and he wants to challenge.
The pitch was called a strike. Batter's challenging.
Both sides with one challenge remaining. Will that hold up? ABS powered by T-Mobile.
That call is confirmed. It is a strike. Chicago has no challenges remaining.
All right, so the Cubs are out.
That's big right there.
Three, 4, and 5 due up in the order for the Cubs. 1-1. 101, but missing outside. 2-1.
This is the guy in the bullpen that you want to come see this meet of the order for the Cubs. I feel like the velocity's been up for Munoz second half of the season. Secondary stuff looking sharp too.
Well, out of challenges.
Yeah. That's why it's so big.
And immediately that comes into play. Triple digits low, but ruled in the Mariners' favor. 2-2. Busch has doubled twice tonight. Here it comes from Munoz. Oh, he got it. A changeup that disappears one away.
This Cubs team does not expand the zone much, but when you get a gift from the umpire in the bottom of the zone, all of a sudden feels a little bit lower than it should. 2 strikes, you got to protect. So Busch going to expand here a little bit for big out number 1.
Now Bregman can tie it with one swing. 101 up, and it's strike 1. Bregman is homered tonight. He's been red hot. Rips it past him at 102. Munoz in the driver's seat here. Fly ball driven deep and trouble, and Alex Bregman homers for the second time tonight and ties the game on an 0-2 pitch off of Munoz in the 9th inning. The 4th home run tonight by Chicago.
This 0-2 slider has no business being in the strike zone. Bregman sees it early, and it's just spinning right there for him. Credit to Bregman. He is clutch in these moments, making the Mariners pay. Tie the game.
Strike 1 to Ian Happ. Multi-homer night for Alex Bregman. Awkward swing there from Happ. It's 0-2. So Bregman has flipped the script. We're right back where we started here in the 9th inning, all tied up. Able to spoil the 101. Back to the homer.
See the difference in reactions there from Munoz and Bregman. They both knew one thing. That slider was gone.
Changeup strikes out Happ. 2 down. That brings up Nico Horner. Strike one. He calls for time. Way up. Now the Cubs tonight have done a lot of what they have been doing recently, and that's been hitting the ball over the fence. 1-2 now on Horner. A 4-home run night for the Cubs. It was PCA to begin the game, and Bregman twice. 1-2. Two outs, nobody on. Horner shoots this foul down the right field line. Another 2-2. This ball finds Young on a couple of bounces. All right. It's on to the bottom of the ninth inning. Alex Bregman has made this a much different game. All tied up. Cole Young leads it off when we come back. Here's what's coming up tomorrow. A reminder, tomorrow's game will be nationally televised on Fox. No local show here on Mariners TV. David Peterson now with the Cubs facing, of course, the main storyline. Cade Anderson making his major league debut. Long-awaited one at that. Mariners are hoping that will be going for a series win. Jacob Webb, new pitcher on the mound. Cole Young looks at a strike. Webb has extended his scoreless streak to a career best 23 2/3 innings, spanning 23 appearances. It's the longest active scoreless streak in the majors.
Yeah, you go all the way back to June 20th to find the last time he gave up a run.
Awkward swing and a miss. Cole Young frustrated. Changeup puts him away. A strikeout on 3 pitches. Well, a reminder that a walk-off win for the Mariners tonight means mortgage relief through the Mortgage Reliever Sweepstakes. There is Jose, tonight's contestant. Our cross-country mortgage contestant tonight. Brock Rodden. Low ball 1. Top of the order is next. Rodden playing his first home game with the Mariners. Debuted on the road trip. That's on the corner. EQC Tracer has it as a strike. Goes the Mariners' way. High fly ball, right field. Rodden's had a few of these now tonight. This one finds Suzuki in right. 2 outs. Here's Donovan. On the corner for a strike. Donovan, an RBI single, part of that 4-run second inning. Challenge coming here for Donovan, and it is a strike. So both sides out of challenges now. Should this game go extra innings, each side will receive 1 challenge. Changeup nasty. Don't see a ton of swings like that from Donovan.
No, Webb is mixing 3 pitches plus pitches right now. Fastball, curveball, changeup, and located them all well.
Up the middle and into center field for a base hit. Donovan, a 2-strike, 2-out knock. And a winning run is aboard for the Mariners. Multi-hit night for Brendan Donovan.
This is what makes Brendan Donovan so tough. Gets a fastball top of the zone there. Up above the zone ball, but just so simple and quick to that baseball. Really great 2-strike approach. Nice piece of hitting right there by Donovan.
Here is Arozarena. On the ground over to short. Horner has it, gathers on to first, and we are going to the 10th. All tied at 5.
When you
all tied at 5, beginning the 10th inning. Cubs tied it up on a 9th inning home run from Alex Bregman off of Andres Munoz. And so we have reached extras. A full house on hand tonight. Post-game fireworks following. Sir Anthony Dominguez taking over to pitch the 10th for the M's. His numbers combined with Seattle and mostly with the White Sox, coming over in the Luis Castillo deal. Time for the automatic runner, Nico Horner. Some good speed out there at second base for the Cubs. Pedro Ramirez, the batter. He swings and fouls away the first pitch, 98 down and away. Ramirez has played in just over 50 games in the big leagues, only 22 years old out of Venezuela. And a really impressive start to his major league career. '97 up and in, and it's 0-2.
This is a Cubs offense that's not afraid to play some small ball. Everyone has a little bit different strategy with the extra runner at second base. But there was a big moment in the 7th inning of Game 1 against the White Sox earlier this week where Ian Happ actually laid down the sacrifice bunt. So they're not opposed to it, just not here.
And he's in swing mode, fouls that away, still 0-2. Both sides getting one challenge back as we start the 10th inning. Won't take much to bring Horner in from second base. He's running off to third as this ball is fouled at the plate. Tied game beginning the 10th. Another 0-2. Ramirez has fouled away every pitch of this at bat so far. With no end in sight. Here's what it's looked like for 6 pitches.
A lot of fastballs, a lot of splitters, a lot of foul balls.
That's the second disengagement now for Dominguez. This one in play. Yeah, right there. Straddling foul territory. Naylor makes the catch. Close enough. One away. Tonight's copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Seattle Mariners. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Seattle Mariners. One down. Horner has to stay anchored at second. Here is Conforto. That was a good pitch. Looked like Cal's glove just brought it out of the strike zone.
Yeah, looked like Splitter buckled him a little bit.
A challenge coming right away from Cal Raleigh. ABS powered by T-Mobile. And this ball finds the corner. Umpire's microphone only has 9 innings in it. 1-1. Keeping an eye on Horner, trying to keep him close.
Well, Brock Rodden's doing his best job he can to stay close. Nico's hunting for an opportunity right now, though, to take a free base.
Well, he's itching to run. Now retreats. 1-1.
You got a walking lead right there.
Fouls this off the hands. Really came in on him. 2-2. And Cal Raleigh going out to the mound.
Sir Anthony Dominguez is riding that fine line of making sure you're giving the runner at second base attention, but also locking in to execute your pitch.
It looks like Cal Raleigh's got a message to deliver of some form. Spire, Bizardo, Munoz have all been used tonight in back of Emerson Hancock. And now Sir Anthony Dominguez has the ball in the 10th, all tied at 5. Cubs have hit 4 home runs. And if you look at the last 17 games for the Cubs, including tonight, they've hit 33 home runs in the last 17 games.
It's a big number.
You might have a future in this business, Ryan. Another spin-off and look at second. Horner dancing around. Now he breaks for third, away but a miss. And no throw to third base.
Good decision right there by Cal to eat that baseball. Nico got a tremendous jump, and forcing a throw there just would have just caused some problems. You see Nico so far off here. After he made that jump back to second base, surprised he decided to still go, but he's 20, 30 feet off right there. At that point, just go. But happy Cal Raleigh decided to eat that baseball. That was the right decision.
So 2 outs, and the go-ahead run 90 feet away. Carson Kelly takes high and outside for ball 1. Center field, Julio. It's been a pretty quiet night defensively for him out there. Makes the catch. Sir Anthony Dominguez retires the side in order and strands the go-ahead run at third base. Well, we all know what happened in that brutal 22-0 loss in Milwaukee when Julio threw the ball into the stands when there were only 2 outs. Julio, a little self-deprecating humor after he catches out number 3. Yeah, 3 outs this time, Julio. So, no mistake this time around. Mariners have a chance to walk it off in 10. Victor Robles batting to begin the 10th inning with Arozarena, the automatic runner. Robles, who took over defensively for Dom Canzone, is now facing the former Angel, Ryan Zefferjon, who immediately turns and spins off.
Saw Robles squared a bunt right there. The Cubs not scoring the top half of the inning, even with the extra runner at second base, could change the Mariners' game plan here a little bit, increase the importance of getting that runner over, and by any means necessary.
Corners coming in. Oh man, up and in, and did it hit the bat?
Same foul ball.
Let's look. Wow.
I mean, good self-defense there, but tough strike one. Gosh, that's scary.
Dan Wilson has come out and has
Ruling on the field is foul ball, no hit by pitch. Seattle's challenging.
Make an argument that it hit his hand there, Goldie.
This manager challenge presented by Mazda.
Did it graze the left thumb?
I don't think so. So Robles also did not react like he was hit. I mean, he had no reaction, but there was no emphatic call to the dugout saying I was hit by the pitch, for whatever that might be worth. And they're going to have to find something pretty clear and convincing to overturn the call on the field, which is not a hit by pitch, but a foul ball.
Either way, if he stays in here, they're going to ask him to bunt again, and probably a little more cautious the second time.
Let's find out.
After review, the call on the field stands at the foul ball. Seattle will lose their challenge.
Yeah, that makes sense based on what we saw. So Arozarena back at second. Tell you what's not exactly been smooth sailing for Zefferjon since coming over from the Angels. 6 appearances, 5 runs, a couple of homers. Corners in again.
The Cubs are running a pretty aggressive wheel play right now, where both corners are crashing and both middle infielders are vacating. This is an opportunity where if they vacate too soon, Randy could try and take third base.
But drop down. Zefferjon gathers and handles the throw over to first base. Robles does his job and he moves the winning run 90 feet away.
Everyone in the infield wanted this ball to go to third base, and watch Randy Arozarena. He pulls up a little bit right there because that bunt was right back to the pitcher, but Zefferjon was a one-track mind right there. The out was going to be at third base. A lot of Cubs players standing around wondering why that ball went to first.
Yeah, Kelly was pointing to third, and it looks like they are going extra infielder here. Remember, Craig Counsell ejected from this game, arguing a balk call with Matthew Boyd during a commercial break in between innings. So Ryan Flaherty, the bench coach, managing. So Ian Happ, Gold Glove outfielder, will swap gloves. Happ was an infielder back in the day. The game finds Julio in the 10th, a chance to win it. They station Happ on the left side.
Cubs have been attacking Julio. Outer half, trying to get him to chase and expand all day. Expect Zephyr John to do the same thing with that sweeper.
Now there's the sweeper taken down and away. Now Julio hits the ball hard enough, even if it's on the ground, it's got a chance to get on by. The 1-0. That's not it. Zephyr John lobs a beanbag over to first base. 2 outs, and Randy has to stay put.
Ends up throwing a fastball here, and we talked about he's been seeing pitches away all day. Well executed pitch. Tough out number 2.
So Happ makes his way back to left field, and they put Naylor on. They choose not to face the lefty.
No lefties on the bench for the Mariners. Rivas came in to pinch run earlier in the game. It's a chance to win it now for the Mariners.
Now, can Leo Rivas dial up another late season walk-off moment for the Mariners? 2 outs, 2 on, winning run at third. Now, walk-off home run late last year against the Cardinals. Base hit wins it for the Mariners. 2 outs, 2 on. Into center field, Leo Rivas wins the game for the Mariners. They walk it off in 10 innings and take down the Cubs. Incredible.
What a game, Goldie.
It took everybody tonight to get a Game 1 win in 10.
What a massive spot for Leo Rivas to come up. Not the first time he's done this for the Mariners, but gets a sweeper over the heart of the plate. It's a nice line drive back up the middle. Coming off the bench, wanted to be the hero for the game.
What an amazing feeling that must be for Leo Rivas. Late season theatrics once more as he wins it. Begins the game on the bench, ends the night getting doused. 6-5, the Mariners win it in 10. Time now for our Fire TV winning moment. Ange?
All right, guys, thanks so much. The big blow in this one, Cal Raleigh, you guys needed every single run in this game. Your 3-run shot. Can you tell me about your at-bat and your bat itself that you're using this weekend?
Yeah, I mean, it was a great team win, and, you know, obviously big hit there, but nothing bigger than Leo's. That was a great walk-off. So
yeah, he's getting doused over there with water with Shannon on the radio side of things. This was, and Aaron just called it, every single person was needed in this game, including Leo Rivas, who started this game on the bench, had to come in and win it. Let's talk about your starter, Emerson Hancock. Tough first inning. What changed for you? Because he was really great from the second through the sixth.
Yeah, you know, give him credit. He had seemed like he had traffic in a couple of those innings, was able to work out of it. You know, made pitches when he had to in some big spots, and you know, really big time out of him tonight, especially after a tough start. He was able to come back and shows what kind of character he has.
Yeah, this Chicago team is so tough. They walk a ton, most in the majors, and they don't chase. What was he able to do with this really tough lineup tonight?
Yeah, you know, they're one of the better teams in the league, so we knew we had to be on our A game. They've got a lot of good hitters over there, and, you know, they kept fighting and clawing back, and, you know, we were able to get some runs on the board as well and try to keep them off balance. Like I said, it started with Emerson, and I thought our guys threw the ball well, you know. Thought, you know, maybe a mistake or here, one or there, 1-2, I don't know. So, but like I said, overall, it was a great performance from everybody. Okay,
Players Weekend gives a peek inside you guys, and you have the orange gear on, not right now, but tonight. You had the orange gear on, the homage to the Pikes Place Market. Your bat, you had you hitting a fish. Tell me how you came up with all this, and I love what you did, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, just want to do something cool for Seattle. You know, something Seattle themed, and obviously love it here, and glad that people got it and got to see it, and it's what Players Weekend's all about, but just happy we got the win. So,
Cal, thank you very much. Appreciate the time, bud.
Thank you, guys.
All right, Cal Raleigh, after tonight's game, he's going to grab the Trident. The Mariners grab a Game-1 win against the Cubs. 6-5 in 10. We're back after this.
At Ace, however you grill, we've got the perfect